Now, speaking for the undergraduates and the students of the class of 2018 is Mr. Samuel Trostle, a candidate for the degree of Bachelor. There you go. A candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Information Technologies. Samuel.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. President Schenk, members of the Board of Trustees, Provost Eamon, honored guests, faculty, friends and family, and fellow members of the class of 2018. Congratulations to my fellow graduates and all the friends and family in attendance. The opportunity to speak here today is an absolute privilege, and I'm appreciative to have been afforded it. I'm happy to be able to speak with you all today, but I certainly recognize that the reason I am is because the people who don't like me were less likely to check their org sync for the speaker poll than those who do. Also, I'd be remiss to not say thank you to my parents. You've supported me all of my life, and I wouldn't be here without you. I know I didn't tell you I was the commencement speaker, but it felt more fun that way. I think I speak on behalf of my class when I say I'm thankful for the opportunities that Marymount provided, for memorable events, caring and kind faculty, to a diversity and culture that reflects the magnificent city we're privileged to be around. Marymount has allowed us to seek personal growth, learn in the classroom and around the world, and push ourselves to the brink of our abilities. And it has given us the chance to dive into a uniquely diverse culture of saints. Now I know, as the student speaker, it seems most natural for me to reflect on my time at Marymount and relate those experiences back to my fellow graduates. This moment, though, for us graduates deserves to be a reflection on our significance as a whole, rather than some rehashed highlight of my college experience. Our graduation should be more than just a commemoration of time well spent, but as the beginning in a significant transition for our society, as we learn to communicate with the generations inside the professional world. You see, the graduates today, we've spent almost a quarter of our lives working for this point, and now we finally reached it. And the reason our class is special is because we mark the trailblazers of the millennial generation. We represent a unique breed of humanity that has shattered the social norms before us and left society shook. Yet, if you read the news and talk to some people from other generations, we're a monolith of lazy, self-obsessed, oversensitive know-it-alls. And this is simply an inaccurate analysis of us. So let us break down what millennials in the class of 2018 actually are. We're from the Georgia ports and the Rocky Mountains and the beaches of Hawaii. We're the children of immigrants from today and yesterday. We're the descendants of African queens, somos Latinos, unapologetic Canadians, and we're devout in our faiths and we trust science. We come from large and small families. We were the firstborn and the youngest, but we're always the favorite. We have privilege and we know how to use it for those who don't. We come from split homes and struggling families, and we're the last children to be born during a time of peace, and we're the final ones to have witnessed 9/11. We're the generation so fluent in sarcasm, it's uncomfortable for those not in it. We're the pioneers of the internet, and we know what the golden age of SpongeBob memes looked like. We're not sensitive, we're just not afraid to share our feelings, and we take selfies because we're confident that we look good. We decide what is okay to do, say, think, wear, and love for ourselves. We're the nurses, programmers, fashionistas, educators, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders. We're the curious, loudmouth, outspoken, diverse, proud, smart, and incredibly social generation. And that is what millennials are. You see, these points are to be recognized because our class has always been subject to the scrutiny of other generations before us while we were on the front lines of society. We were born into a world that had no interest in letting us catch our breath. From birth, we became fierce competitors. We had to grow up fast, fail quickly, and recover quicker. But we like who we are. And we're shaped by you, the other generations, our parents, grandparents, siblings, and professors. Things have not always been easy, but the wisdom, compassion, and grace you have passed on to us helped us reach this point today. We may not have turned out exactly the way you imagined, but you've always loved us nonetheless, so we've carried on. However, it's natural that in the times in this relationship between us millennials and you, the other generations, we've butted heads. Up until this point, you guys have kind of got the final say in what goes down in the world. Well, today marks the day that we millennials will begin filling the roles that other generations have traditionally held. We've watched many of you work tirelessly to provide us with the opportunities to build a better life than the one you started with. And most of you have committed boundless amounts of time, money, and love to us in this generational relationship, serving as role models for what a patient educator, wise leader, loving parent, and more look like. And we, the graduates, have listened. But we've also listened to the doubters. We know that those that doubt us don't think we're up to the task, that they may not love the status quo, but they don't like change more. And we know that they're going to fight us on arrival. Now, I know nobody likes to hear this in a relationship, but I think we need to talk. If our generations are going to get along moving forward, we've got to work some relationship stuff out. The way some of you in the other generations have talked about us lately has been a real downer. I mean, beyond calling us selfish and narcissistic, if we read the news, you guys make it sound like we're a bloodthirsty pack of murderers. This isn't an exaggeration either. I did a Google search a couple days ago for articles with the headline, "Millennials are killing," and these are some of the recent articles you've written about us. Millennials are killing. Department stores, diamonds, marmalade, wine, beer, napkins, lunch, handshakes, movies, relationships, romance, marriage, baby names, banks, cars, the 9-to-5 workday, the European Union, sitcoms, sex, the Canadian tourism industry, and TGI Fridays. First of all, millennials are not killing TGI Fridays. TGI Fridays food is just not very good. If this transition between generations is going to go smoothly, it only seems fair that we, the graduates, get to air some grievances about your generation too. Now, we're not asking you to be perfect, but we'd like you to consider some of the areas of concern that we have coming into this transition. When we asked you to start being cleaner, you just kept getting oily and leaving trash everywhere. You refused to admit that the thermostat is broken, even though it is clearly broken. We had to put a piece of paper over all of our laptop cameras because you won't stop watching us. 242 years ago, you built a public parking garage, and now you're getting upset when everyone wants to park in it. Every time we hang out with our one friend, you get really suspicious of him. You went to school before us and decided, yeah, this is great, but what if it was $50,000 more expensive? You keep complaining that we can't afford the unpaid internship for the 3 years experience for your entry-level job. Now, you keep refusing to give us health care and having us pay into a system that pays for yours, and you keep spending a lot of money, like $18 trillion, a lot of money, and now we've started to pay your bills. And listen, we're not trying to be harsh. We're doing what millennials do, and being honest, whether you asked us to or not. This isn't us millennials trying to break up with you other generations. We appreciate you, but maybe we can accomplish more as just friends. We're trying to make the point that if we don't do things the same as you moving forward, that doesn't mean you have to start obsessively posting on the internet about us. Understand that we're special because the families, professors, and schools like Marymount, comprised of the other generations, made us this way. Realize that millennials ushering in change is as inevitable as the death of TGI Fridays, so long as they refuse to put avocado on toast. And remember, this transition doesn't have to be a fight. Together, we outnumber the haters. And we can build a stronger generational relationship if we all do what is needed for one to succeed. For the older generations, that means take a break from working and talk to us. Tell us a dad joke. Share your music with us. Tell us how you fell in love and when you knew it. Tell us why it almost fell apart and how you fixed it. Encourage us to march like you once did. Help us learn from your mistakes, accomplishments, and dreams. Teach us to ask for forgiveness and forgive others. Encourage us to seek the inspiration to explore the cosmos like you did the moon, and share your God with us so we recognize him as the rocket passes by. Pass down wisdom to us as we transition into leading the future together, and also if someone could teach us how to mail a letter, that would be great. In exchange, We, the millennials, will show you the same love and support. We'll teach you why not to wear socks with sandals, how to sip tea, walk it like you talk it, and we promise to call your cell and visit home and let you hold the grandkids. We'll not teach you how to dab, but we'll be someone you can brag about and continue the imperfectly perfect family that you started. We must both learn to talk and not shout, listen and not dismiss one another. This is the start of making the world a better place together. We do not have to agree with each other on it always, but we should at least be able to compromise. Recognize the differences in each generation are what makes those generations great, and accept that humanity's ability to progress is through our gift to communicate. It is an attribute that is at the core of what us graduates and millennials are, and a foundation of all the beautiful things that we as the human race have created. Let us write this new chapter of progress through sharing, tweeting, talking, and communicating together. Thank you for a great 4 years at Marymount. It has been an honor to have met some of the amazing faculty and staff here at MU. And Marymount has allowed us to be bold, honest, and independent, as well as to have witnessed firsthand the next generation of saints who are ready to change the world. Thank you to all the friends and family that have supported us up until this moment today, and congratulations, class of 2018.